Hey Beaumont, this is Herc Magnus here, and yes, I do reside in Beaumont as well. And I wanted to shoot this video to first of all thank you for submitting your business to be possibly included in this case study. I have chosen the 4 people that I believe I can help the most, but I also believe that there's something I can do for everyone. And so what I want to do after this little headshot part of the video is I'm going to take you back over to the customer list, and we're going to look at a couple of the websites there, and I'm going to show you some of the weaknesses, some of the strengths of them. And the idea here and the value that I want to provide for you is to help you find new customers in Google. And the customers that we're going to go after aren't the people who are searching for your business name, because those customers already know you exist. What you need is customers who are searching for your service in your area. So something like massage therapist in Beaumont. So if someone's searching for that, it's because they don't know what companies exist, and you want to be the company that they see when they type that in. But if they're looking for Revive Health and Wellness, they already know you exist. They're not what you're looking for. So really the elements that I'm going to cover when we get over to my computer are going to be number 1, keyword research. And basically that's just data that Google gives us that it's going to tell you, what are people searching for and how many times per month are they searching for that. Now, you know your business better than anyone in the world. So I'm going to show you a free tool that you can install onto a Chrome browser that you're going to type in the main services of your business and your area, and it's going to tell you how many times per month people are searching for your business. So you're going to spend a little bit of time doing keyword research for your business and find out what are the high traffic keywords or what are the high search volume keywords that people are searching for that you want to optimize your website for. So number 1 is going to be, I'm going to show you how to do free keyword research for your business. Number 2 is going to be about optimizing your website. So when people are searching for things in Google, there's always going to be the Google listings, and those are made up of the title, the description, and the URL of the page that's ranking in Google. So the good news is if you're building a website for your business, or you have a website for your business, you're in full control over what those things say. And what you say in those things is very important to help Google understand and even rank your website. So I'm going to show you how to optimize the title, the URL, and the description of your website, as well as the H1. We'll cover that more in detail. And just doing those optimizations properly combined with keyword research might help your business increase its rankings in Google a whole bunch. A lot of businesses can rank on page 1 just through proper optimization when there's not a lot of other businesses they have to compete against. And in a town like Beaumont, it's usually the case. When we move into like Edmonton, it can be a little bit harder. So let's head over to my computer. I'll show you how to find the keywords and then how to optimize your websites for them. And hopefully if you implement this with your business websites, you can see a dramatic improvement in your Google rankings. So I'm actually going to go and show you right now on Google some of the things that we can do. And I'll just start with Amanda here. So we can go to scottmolnar.com. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to basically start in google.com. Okay, just go to Google, and there's an extension that you can install called Keyword Surfer. So to get this extension, it's going to show you what people are searching for and how much they search for it. So just search for Keyword Surfer extension. It is a Chrome extension, so you have to be using Chrome as your browser for this to work. And what you would want to do is install this extension, and what it can do is give you some great data that you can work with. So let's go back here. So Amanda, you are a portrait studio photographer in Beaumont. We can go look at your website. Okay, so Beaumont Portrait Studio. What you want to do is kind of just use, the idea of what is your business about? What area do you want to target? Okay, so we're going to combine your service, which is Portrait Studio, with the location that you want to target on Google. Okay, so Beaumont Portrait Studio is a great starting point. So you're just going to go to Google and you're going to search for that keyword. And then what you're going to do is you're going to activate this extension. You can see when you click the button, it says reload page to use this extension. And when you do, it's going to tell you in Canada how many people are searching for that term. And you can see really it's saying 0. Now that's not always 100% accurate. Google doesn't report the exact number. They give approximations. But it's a great starting point. Okay, so like in Beaumont, portrait studio searches are really zero. So maybe you'd want to expand your reach, and you can go to something like Edmonton Portrait Studio, and you can see about 50 people per month in Edmonton are looking for a portrait studio. And that's a great starting point. If you have more unique services, let's see, like you have products, retouching digital imagery, a portrait studio. I don't know what kind of photography you do, but you know your business better than I do. So you would want to go and use this tool. So like maybe if you do wedding or baby shoots or baby photography, Edmonton, okay. Even though you're a portrait studio, maybe this is a service you offer. You can see there's about 90 searches per month for this term. So you would want to optimize for like the most relevant term for your homepage. And then if you had multiple services like baby photography, wedding photography, corporate photography, you would want to target that term on additional pages on your website. You don't want to target too many types of services on a single web page, because it gets harder and harder to rank, and Google gets more confused about what you're about. So for example, if on your homepage you said, look, we're a wedding photographer, we're a baby photographer, we're a vacation destination photographer, Google's like, well, which one is it, right? But if you had your homepage say like, we are a portrait studio, and then you had a page for baby photography, when Google got to the baby photography page, they'd understand, okay, this page is specifically about baby photography in Edmonton or in Beaumont, and you could optimize your title and description in Google for that. And by title and description, I mean this right here is the title of your page, okay? This right here is the description of your page, and this right here is the URL of your page that's ranking in Google. So I think of these like classified ads. This is the title of your ad, this is the description of your ad, and this is where the ad up here, the URL is where the ad is located. So go and use this tool, the Keyword Surfer, to kind of find what is the best keyword for your homepage, and then if you want additional pages, what are the best keywords for your inner pages, and then you want to optimize for those. It always starts with keyword research. What are people searching for that is related to my business, and how much search volume is there? So once you've found those, okay, then the next thing is your optimization of your page. So we want to look at what Google would show if your page was ranking. So for instance, there's another Chrome extension called Detailed SEO. So you can download that. It's also free, Detailed SEO extension. And I mean, you really don't need this for your website. It's just if you're doing quick research. Guys like me love this plugin. So Detailed SEO extension, I have it installed. And what this one does is it quickly tells me what the title of your page is, what the description of your page is, what the URL, and then some other information like H1 tags and stuff like that. But your current title is Home Scott Molnar Photography. So, I mean, with that title, you're not really targeting anything but the name of your business. And if I go back to the start of this video, if people are searching for the name of your business, they're not a new customer of yours. They already know that you exist. I mean, it's somewhat possible that maybe a friend told them, hey, go look up Scott Molnar Photography, they're great, and then that way they're searching for you. But it's definitely not something that's going to provide you with a ton of extra traffic. You would rather go after something like baby photography in Edmonton, or a portrait studio Edmonton, and put that in your title. Now, when you're crafting your titles, and you definitely want your business name in there, and you want it at the end of the title. So let me just open a sheet, and I'm going to show you basically what a good title and description would look like. So we have four main elements of page optimization. So title, right? We have description, we have URL. Now those three elements are the ones that show up in Google for any search. Okay, so the title is the big bold one, the description is this one, and the URL is that one. Those are the things that show up on Google. Okay, and then there's a fourth one that's just about yours. It's in your site. It's usually the title of your post if you're working with WordPress, and it's called an H1. So I'm gonna do this as if I were your business and I wanted to target keywords. So I think portrait studio, let's go back and just do another search. Portrait studio Edmonton had some searches. Okay, so we're going to look at the search volume for that again, and that's about, I believe it was 50, yeah, $50, or sorry, 50 searches per month. People are paying around 81 cents per click to land in any ads that show up, but we're not seeing any right here. So what you would want to do is have that Portrait Studio Edmonton be the main keyword in your title. So Portrait Studio Edmonton, right? And then you could have what you have here. So Scott Molnar Photography. Okay, so I'm going to go back. Okay, so Portrait Studio Edmonton, Scott Molnar Photography. So here in your title, you're actually saying to Google, look, we're a portrait studio in Edmonton. And then here, the less important part for Google, not for you, but for Google, is the name of your company. So you can even start adding words like best portrait studio in Edmonton, top portrait studio in Edmonton, stuff like that. Now your description is going to be a good description of what your business is about in Edmonton, but this is the keyword you're really targeting. So you want to make sure you work it into your description. So right now, I believe you had no description, which is not great, but if I just look here, providing diverse selection of services and products. Okay, so I'm just going to take this sentence. I'm going to write a description for you. Okay, so your description might be our portrait studio in Edmonton, and then you have to make it read correctly. Provides a diverse selections of photography, free services and products in okay, I spelled portrait wrong there, but you get the idea. Okay, so your description is just a keyword-rich, quick summary of what your title is about. So if your title is Portrait Studio in Edmonton, your description could be, you could even say, we are a portrait studio in Edmonton providing a diverse selection of photography services and products for portrait photographs, or something like that. Just write a description, but the important part is to maintain this bit of keyword. We are a portrait studio in Edmonton. So here I said portrait studio in Edmonton, so I added the word in, but it's still there in your description. It's in your title, so Google starts understanding, okay, this is a portrait studio in Edmonton. Now your URL is scottmolnar.com, and that's obviously a brand. Okay, so one of the best things you can do with the brand is, if your homepage was about a portrait studio in Edmonton, that's fine. There's not much you can do there, but if you really were struggling to rank with your homepage, you could create an inner page specifically with information about your Edmonton portrait studio, and your page, okay, would actually have your keyword in it. So this would be, instead of your homepage, this would be an inner page. Now, this becomes very, very useful when your homepage, let's say your homepage, you're really trying to rank for Portrait Studio Edmonton. Your homepage, you're limited to your domain, but if you wanted something like a baby photographer, okay, you'd have another page. Okay, and you'd get that keyword in there. So I'm just going to take baby photographer Edmonton. We're going to change a few things. Okay, baby, we are a baby photographer in Edmonton, providing, cute baby pictures of your baby. Right, you'd want to write that description. So here, and you can see the difference. Your homepage is about being a portrait studio in Edmonton. Your URL is what it is. It's a brand of your company, so that's fine. But if you had an additional service, or there was something that was more important that you wanted to target, let's say your homepage wasn't ranking for Portrait Studio, you could do an inner page for Portrait Studio and create your title for that. In this example, it's, okay, we also offer baby photography in Edmonton. So you really want that keyword in your title, you really want that keyword in your description, and then because it's an inner page, you have the ability to place that keyword inside your URL. Now, the last element of on-page optimization is called an H1 tag. And just to give you an example, if we go to Pool Resurfacing Phoenix, Okay, the H1 tag typically with a lot of WordPress sites is the title of the post or the page that you've built. It shows up in big and bold text, okay? And if I look at detailed for this, you can see there's my title, my description, and let's use my site as an example. My main keyword was pool resurfacing Phoenix. My domain name was pool resurfacing Phoenix. My title was pool resurfacing Phoenix, Arizona, refinishing, replacing, refreshing. You can see pool resurfacing Phoenix right there. But then we go to the headings. H1 pool resurfacing Phoenix, Arizona is in the H1 tag, which is once again usually the title of your post. Now if you're using Wix or some other type of site, it might be different. So we can actually look at the H tags that you have on Scott Molnar, and I'll go to detailed and I'll look at headings. So your H1 is welcome to our Beaumont portrait studio, which you can see on the front end is the big bold text. So your H1, when you're optimizing, you want it to be similar to your main keyword, but not 100% the same. So your H1 could be here, okay, so a portrait studio in Edmonton, Alberta. It's a phrase. It's still got portrait studio in Edmonton in it, but it's not repeating what your title is. Your title's already got it covered. Down here, Edmonton baby photography. Okay, so here I have photographer. Here I have photography. So these are really highly optimized pages based on, you know, keywords that we've went and found with the Surfer SEO Chrome extension that we know have traffic, right? We know they have traffic in Google. So in order to give our website the best chance of ranking for those keywords that have traffic, then we have to optimize these 4 elements of our pages: the title, the description, the URL, and the H1. And these are examples of how you would do it for a home page as well as for an inner page. So let's just go look at a couple of other ones. So Marcy, Revive Health and Wellness, you were actually already doing really well on Google, which is one of the reasons that I didn't pick you. So if I go massage therapy Beaumont, I believe, yeah, there you are, Revive Health and Wellness. Now you might not be that way in Edmonton, right? So if we do massage therapy Edmonton, okay, you can see Revive now all of a sudden is disappeared. It's not in Google. It might be page 2, page 3, page 4, but it's there. It is, or I don't even know if that's the same one. It's Revive Massage. I don't think that's the same site, but it might be an Edmonton office. So if you want to target Edmonton, you got to get an additional page. Even though you're in Beaumont, you got to get an additional page that targets Edmonton. So let's go back to Beaumont. Okay, so Revive Health and Wellness Studio. You can see you have Health and Wellness Studio, Beaumont Massage. So I'm going to look at your site's optimization just to show you why you're ranking well. Part of the reason, it's not all the reason, but you can see very clearly massage therapy, acupuncture, your business name, and then your business location. So all the main elements are there for massage therapy Beaumont. And there's obviously, you know, there's not like 50 massage therapy studios in Beaumont. There's only a few. So the fact that you have these elements in your title are helping you win that game. Now, if I wanted to be the #1 ranked massage therapy company in Beaumont, it wouldn't be that hard because there's not a lot of businesses that I have to compete against. And I don't think a lot of the businesses that exist know as much as I know about optimizing for Google. But in Edmonton, that's a different story because there's a lot more businesses in Edmonton that are massage therapists. So whoever's doing the best job with optimization, and then of course after that it's backlinks and whatnot, is going to get those #1 rankings. But I think that should help all the other businesses that were on this list with optimization. Now I noticed, you know, there's a couple of sites on here like Tracy, you're on Wix. I believe I saw some people that were on GoDaddy website builders, or there's a lot of other popular themes like Duda and Magento and just other platforms, but they all kind of should have an optimization area where you can work on these main elements, right? Your title, your description, your URL, and your H1. All builders, regardless will have these elements. Even HTML builders will have those elements, and those are just the most important parts to optimizing your website. If you're in a really competitive area, likely optimizing your website isn't going to be enough. Okay, you're going to have to build out authority and trust to your website. So for instance, if two websites have the same optimization or equal optimization, which one's going to rank higher? It's going to be the one that has more backlinks in Google, and that's a whole nother lesson. I could talk about SEO for hours and hours. But in small markets like Beaumont, just getting your keywords and your locations into the proper places across your website is going to help you huge, at least in Beaumont. And then for some businesses in Edmonton, it'll be very, very helpful to get your website's optimized. It might even take you from page 4, 5, 6, 7 up to page 2, or even maybe to page 1, depending on how many other businesses exist in Google, how many of them are optimizing properly, how many of them are not, and then how many backlinks and stuff they have. So hopefully this video is helpful to the rest of you guys. Let me know if you put any of these changes in place and how it helps your rankings. If you guys want to know how to track your rankings, what keywords are people looking for. Like if you want to know, I know I rank certain, like number 2 in Edmonton for Portrait Studio Edmonton, but I want to see how it changes, if it falls down, if it goes up. There are all kinds of rank tracking softwares and solutions out there. Just let me know if you want me to hook you up with some. We also have a lot of software that helps with these things. So if you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to message me and let me know if this helps your business. And yeah, hopefully it does. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.